if someone should come.
Yeah, that's an option. Okay, thanks, Christian. I'll do the first session by myself. I'll do the first session by... Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ivrea. This is the final day of competition in the 2018 ICF Canoe Slalom Junior and Under-23 World Championships. We've got a big day of competition coming your way. We're underway. This is the first paddler on the course. This is the Women's Under-23 C1. And the first athlete out on the course is Yu from China. And we saw yesterday on this course a lot of athletes having a lot of problem, especially in the bottom half of the course, around gates 13 through to 18 is quite problematic. So that was for the kayak paddlers. Let's see today what happens with the canoe paddlers. So this is the Under-23 C1. After this we'll have the men's Under-23 K1, and then this afternoon we've got the women's junior C1 and the men's junior K1, and then later on this afternoon, the last event on the program, we'll have the men's extreme canoe slalom. So a full day of competition coming your way, some fantastic action already, some wonderful action right from day one when we started with the team's competition. But at the moment we're watching Yu from China. I was about to say a good run so far, but she's still okay, she's still clean. She's got herself into a little bit of trouble there at gate 13. As you can see, there's so much work that these paddlers have to do, and look at the strain on the face of this young athlete from China. And there's the first touch for her. Now this is where the problems occurred yesterday, and we'll watch and see what line the athletes take to get through this tricky part of the course. And there's another touch, unfortunately, for Yu, and another one as well. So 3 gate touches in a row after such a good start. But it's still not an unreasonable time. It's for a first run, and remember, you just need to be top 10 to get through to the final. So she set down that early marker, and now she can sit back, and she's done the hard work, and it's up to the rest to see what they can come up with. So Yu, 124.63 is the time for the athlete from China. Now this is Omare Stasia Neta, who we were told last night is the sister of Anna Satilla, and she was competing in the extreme canoe slalom. She's picked up an early touch on gate 3. She made the final of the extreme canoe slalom last night. Both her and Anna Satilla were in the final, and of course the gold medal went to Satilla, and she was very excited, especially after her disappointing result yesterday in the K1, where she picked up 3 missed gates, and it cost her dearly, 150 seconds in penalties. And you're never ever going to win a medal with that sort of problems, with those sorts of problems. Now Neta's line here, unfortunately, is a little bit problematic, but and there's a gate touch there. So it's 2 gate touches, but she's come around. She should be able to, if she can hold it together, go under the time set by Yu from China. That time was 124.63. I think Estacia Net will be about a 122. 122.38. So it's enough to put her into the lead early. Now the Australian, Demelza Wall, who was over the moon to qualify through to the semi-finals. So it's just her second World Championships, I believe. So she told me she was quite overawed at her first experience, and to come out here now and to make it into a semi-final, a great thrill for her. And she said she just was going to really pin her ears back and see what she could achieve now that she'd made it through to this stage. Early gate touch for Wall, and down a little bit on time, but there can be time made up at the bottom half of this course if you're good enough and you're still strong enough. But she might have gone a little bit off track there, unfortunately, for Wall, so she has to get herself back. Clips the gate on the way through. So 4 seconds already in penalties for the young Australian, but paddling strong still. Oh, she got there, that gate, but she has to straighten up again now and get through. Oh, a big gate touch there, but it's just a 2-second penalty. So 3 gate touches so far, but if she can get through this last gate, she'll be around about the time of the early leaders. She'll be 124 probably, 124.61, so moves her into second place. So anything under 120 at this stage is going to be very competitive after we've seen the first 3 athletes go through. It's a very challenging course, though, I think, for the canoe paddlers. The top seeds in this event, of course, the number 1 athlete is Nadine Werechnik from Austria and Teresa Fizarova from the Czech Republic. Those 2 athletes, and then Anna Satilla, Minami Fox, they're regulars. Kimberly Woods, of course, all regulars on the Senior World Cup circuit and regular top 10 finishes. So we would expect something a bit special from them later on this morning. We're looking now, though, at Nina Bizjak from Slovenia. Stuck in that hole, just so hard to get out of once you get in. We saw even last night with the extreme canoe slalom, some of the athletes where they got their plastic boat stuck in the hole could not get out. It took them forever to try and get out and had to work so hard. And Nina's working incredibly hard here. She's lost her line, so she's having to do so much work just to keep the boat going forward. She's so spent when she comes down here, but again, she'll be in the low 120s when she crosses the finish line. 123.9, so good enough to put her into second. Anastasia Kozreva, sorry, that was from Russia. This is Nina Bizjak from Slovenia now. So the early leader at this stage with a time of 122.38 is Omara Estacianeta from Brazil. A lot of athletes to come, though. A lot of very accomplished athletes. Nina Bizjak from Slovenia had a world ranking of 33, so... Oh, but she's got herself into trouble there. She just rode the edge. She's okay. Oh, she's struggling a little bit. They're going to need... No, she's okay. She fought really hard to get back up again. That's absolute heartbreak for poor Nina Bizjak. Just rode the edge a little bit too fine, and over she went, and unfortunately her race is over. So disappointing for Nina Bizjak. This is Phoebe Spicer now from Great Britain. You can see the challenges on this course. I know the British team have high expectations for Phoebe Spicer, so let's see what she can bring to this run today. An early gate touch on gate 4, which will be disappointing for us, and an annoying gate to have a touch on. It's a relatively straightforward gate insofar as gates can be straightforward. There is probably no such thing really. So another gate touch on 7, so a couple of early little mistakes for Phoebe Spicer. Oh, and she's gone over as well, and she's missed that gate, I think. She's missed that gate, so that'll be a problem. Let's see if the judges give her a 50 for that, or whether they thought she actually went through it. No, it is a 50, unfortunately, for Phoebe Spicer. Just caught the edge and over she went, and she could have turned around and gone back, but I think she was probably too far gone for Phoebe Spicer, so unfortunately that will be her day over. Got to try now to finish the course, though. The next athlete, in fact, the next two athletes are going to be very interesting to watch. One of them is Martina Satkova from the Czech Republic, who is a very accomplished wild water paddler. So maybe these conditions here today will really suit her, for Martina Satkova from the Czech Republic. And then straight after Martina is Minami Fox. And there is no more famous name in women's C1 paddling than the Fox name. And of course, no Jessica Fox here this year. She's too old. But Minami Fox, who had a really challenging day in qualifying, missed the K1, and had to rely on her second run to sneak in the C1. So she's had a couple of days to sort things out, and we'll see how she goes. But this is Martina Satkova. We would expect her to go pretty well in these bubbly conditions. Given her experience, she's a very good wild water paddler. It's Martina Satkova from the Czech Republic. So clean so far. She comes down to gate number 13, and fast too. She's well and truly the fastest so far on course. Got herself a little bit stuck there. Oh no, she's gone past that gate. She's missed it, I think. That's going to be a heartbreak for Martina Satkova. Let's just wait and see what the judges say. Oh, maybe she got it. Maybe that's fine. There was a gate touch there on with her back, that last gate. So, but that hasn't come up either. So maybe I'm going blind. Maybe I'm seeing things this morning. But Satkova now comes down to the finish line, and she's been posted a really fast time of 1:08.5. But I'll be waiting to see. Well, there you go. The judges did not see anything problematic. Maybe it was just the angle that I could see it on the camera here. But there's no asterisk next to her name, so Martina Satkova sits in 1:08.5. Now here's Minami Fox. Really determined to put in a good run here after her performance the other day. She's had a really good season in the World Cups, made a couple of top 10s, and she's fast so far for Minami Fox from Australia. This is where you would expect Fox to really... Well, she's gone deep there, unfortunately, so she's lost a little bit of time, but she's okay. She's got time to spend. She has got room. Oh, she's gone a little bit past that gate too, but she straightens up now through 17. So her time is going to be fast. We're going to see her go in the low 100s, I think, so that it will be a very competitive time at this stage of the event. So Minami Fox comes down to cross the line. She'll be the new leader, 1:03.82. She will be a very relieved young lady to have posted that time, 1:03.82 for Minami Fox, and a real challenge for the rest of the field, who would have known that she was likely to put on a good performance early on in the event. So with a lot of athletes still to come, but 1:03.82 is going to be a tough time to beat for the rest of the field. Will we see any athletes go under the 100? Oh, there's a missed gate, unfortunately, for Andrea Hertzog. She's going back now. She's going to try and get it. Andrea Hertzog from Slovenia gets it now, but she's lost a bit of time having to paddle back and pick up that gate. It takes so much effort to get back upstream to get through those gates when you've gone past them too. So it'll be tough when she gets down to the bottom and tries to get through those difficult gates, 15, 16, 17. Oh, she's working hard. Oh no, she's got stuck in the boil there, and she has to go back again to try and get through. Wow, how hard has she had to work on this run. Hertzog now comes around, having to work to get up here again as well. This has been a really tough, back-breaking run for the girl from Slovenia. Unfortunately, her time's not going to be good enough, I don't think, to make it through to the final. Oh, it's hard work. She'll be so glad to get over that finish line. Here she comes now. 3 gate touches, 6 seconds in penalty, but the time 1:33.61. She's had to do double the work of most people to get through. Sophie Ogilvie from Great Britain. 2 early gate touches already for Sophie Ogilvie, but you can see she's really putting it out there. She's putting in some fast yards for the early part of this course. The second of the Great Britain paddlers this morning. Coming down to gate 13. Might have been a touch there as well, unfortunately, for Ogilvie. Definitely one on that gate there, gate 15. So into the up gate now, gate 16. And another one there. So a bit messy for Sophie Ogilvie with 4 touches. But her raw time is not too bad. So, and there's another gate touch. So 5 gate touches for Sophie Ogilvie. So that's an extra 10 seconds added to her run. So let's have a look at her finish time. She's absolutely spent as she crosses the line. 1:16, and yeah, she's disappointed because take that 10 seconds off and she would be sitting in second right now. So those 10 seconds, very costly for Sophie Ogilvie from Great Britain. She's sitting in third though at the moment as we look at Kate Eckhart, another of the athletes doubling up K1 and C1 this weekend. Girl from Tasmania in Australia. And switching hands there for Kate as she comes down to gate 12. Clean so far and quite fast as well. She's certainly a very capable paddler, and we've seen her at times really take it up to the best paddlers in the world. So if she can put it together today, it could be a career-defining moment for the young lady from Australia. Kate Eckhart switching hands again, doing a backward turn there as she comes through. She's really putting this together. This has been a great run from Kate Eckhart as she comes through gate 19. Just the one down gate to go. I think she's going to be very close to the fastest time. Oh, she just lost a little bit there, but she's going to be okay. She's going to be top 3 as she comes down and crosses the line now. Kate Eckhart crosses the line in second position. So nice run for Kate Eckhart. Clean and a 1:07.75. So at the moment we have 2 Australians at the top of the leaderboard. Minami Fox and Kate Eckhart, with Martina Satkova from the Czech Republic third. And on course now we have Andrea Hertzog from Germany, another athlete who's had a lot of experience at a senior World Cup level. Quite an accomplished paddler, Andrea Hertzog. So you would expect that she will be quite competitive in her times. The fastest time on the board at the moment is the 1:03.82 posted by Minami Fox. That is Hertzog now from Germany. Clean, so no, just a touch there on gate 14. She's going to be fast though as well. That's been a very neat run from Andrea Hertzog. She's definitely going to be, she may even go under the 100. We might have the first athlete under 100 here. Yes, we do. Andrea Hertzog, yeah, that's a great run. 99.13 for Andrea Hertzog from Germany. Puts her into the lead and throws down the gauntlet to the rest of the field. Lois Bettridge from Canada been at a few events this year already. We know in sprint canoeing how strong the Canadians are in the canoe. They can easily lay claim, in fact, to being the strongest country in the world for female canoeing in sprint. So Lois Bettridge now in slalom looking to lay down a marker to the rest of the world. A touch on gate 7. Goes a little bit deep there, but gets herself corrected. Puffing out those... Oh, she's gone over. Andrea's gone over. I don't think she'll be okay if she can get out of that boil. But that's disappointing for Andrea. She's doubling back now, trying to pick the gate up again. And the run was going so well for her as well, but now she's got herself into bother, unfortunately for Andrea Hertzog. So her time's now blowing out. She's unfortunately not going to be making it through to the final. Just lost her way a little bit, rode the edge a little bit too hard, and over she went, and she's now just been thrown totally off her momentum and having to work incredibly hard to get through the bottom half of this course. So her time is blowing out. She'll be mid 130s, probably close to 140 by the time she crosses the line. So a disappointing result for Andrea Hertzog, no doubt about that. For Lois Bettridge, Andrea Hertzog, Lois Bettridge from Canada. So unfortunately 139.96. Andrea Hertzog, of course, is on top of the leaderboard. Lois Bettridge will not see finals action. From Slovakia, we have Simona Maskova. Very strong junior paddler. Would be expected to go quite well here. But the pressure is on all of these paddlers because they know the top times are quite fast, especially the time of Andrea Hertzog, which is 99.13. But there is a massive 34.48 seconds covering the top 10 at the moment. So there's plenty of room for these athletes to sneak into the top 10. And this time is going to be fast as well. She's going to be probably into second position, I think. Yes, she is. It's a good run for Simona Maskova from Slovakia. A clear second with 103.63 with a gate touch. Now from Japan, we have Ren Mishima. We're at the halfway mark. After this, we'll just have the 15 athletes to go. So there's plenty of quality athletes to come. So this leaderboard can change dramatically between now and the end of the competition, you would expect. Good solid run so far from Mishima. Just a little bit off the pace, but as I said, there's so much of a gap in the top 10 at the moment. And that time of Andrea Hertzog's was very fast. A little brush of the gate there, unfortunately, for Mishima. Here's the tricky part of the course. Oh, she's missed the gate. Unfortunately, is she going to double back? She's not going to double back to try and get it. Or is she? I think she might. Yes, she is. She's going to double back and try and get... but it's gate 17 that she missed, so it doesn't really matter if she doubles back to 18, but her run has fallen apart, unfortunately, for Ren Mishima. Jana Matulkova from the Czech Republic. Oh, she's already got a miss on gate 3 for Matulkova. It's not the way you want to start a semi-final run, so already her day is over and she's only been through half a dozen gates. I'm not sure how close she was, whether she'd be aware of it, but she's still working hard, wants to make sure she puts in a good run, because obviously touches, missed gates can be reviewed. This has been not a bad run besides the missed gate. Jana Matalkova now, just a handful of gates to go. Another brush of the gate there on gate 17. 2 more gates to go and then the sprint home. And if you look at her time, you take that 50 penalty off. Oh no, but she'll probably get another, I think she may get a 50 there as well. There's definitely a 2. But Jana Matalkova crosses the line now. Yeah, she doesn't understand it. She doesn't understand what that 50's about. We'll wait and see. Here is an asterisk next to her name for Jana Matalkova from the Czech Republic. Now the first of the French athletes are out on the course. Fanchon Janssen from France heads down now through the top half of the course, switching hands. Another of the athletes switching hands. We were talking yesterday to Robin Jeffrey from Australia. He was saying how he is trying, he never used to think it was worthwhile, but now that he is coaching, he is actually trying to encourage a lot of these younger athletes in the canoe to switch hands because he thinks it actually gives them quite a good advantage. But you do need a lot of strength on both sides of the body, obviously, to be able to do it. And Fanchon Janssen obviously has confidence in her strength on both sides. She's been switching hands so far. There she goes again, another switch there and a switch back and a switch back. So very confident with both hands. And so far, nice clean run. But she has got stuck in a couple of places, so lost a little bit of time. Comes down now through gate 18. Little touch there on 18. The time's not going to challenge the top 3 or 4, but it will probably be enough at this stage to put her in the top 10. But with a long way to go. So crosses the line now, and she's in 7th. Quite a good run, but just a little bit slow in a couple of parts. And we'll probably find it's hard to stay on in the top 10. As Anna Bernhardt from Germany takes the course. Her countrywoman Andrea Hertzog currently sits on top of the leaderboard, 99.13, the only athlete to go under the 100 so far. Gate touch on number 5 for Bernhardt. So Simona Meskova has, I think, had a penalty removed, which has put her into 2nd now. So her time is now 103.63, just ahead of Minami Fox, who is 103.82. So obviously the judges always go back and check and make sure that everything's okay. But there's been a little change there. Now this is Spain's Maren Lezcano. Won gold in the mixed C2 earlier this week. Anna Bernhardt, unfortunately, 3 missed gates from Germany. 154 seconds in penalties, so didn't quite go the way that she would have liked it for Anne Bernhardt. Fast at the moment, though, for Maren Lezcano from Spain. Just got 12 athletes to go, so in a couple of runs' time we'll be starting to identify the qualifiers for the final. Maren Lezcano. Clean so far. And the time is quite good, so I spoke too soon. She's just gone a little bit deep there, so has to work really hard to get back. She's there now, though. Now she's used up a lot of energy. How much has she got left to be able to get through these 2 difficult gates here? She's okay. She's through. She's just got gate 19. And then the run home, I think she's going to be very competitive. I think if she could get a line here through the final gate and then to the finish line, her time will put her in top 5, definitely top 3, if she holds it together. There she goes, crosses the line now. 4th for Canoe. So she'll be on the cusp, I think, 106.42. But I think this young lady will have a fair bit to say about it all. This is Monika Skacheva from Slovakia. We've got 11 athletes to go now. Monika Skacheva from Slovakia. Charging down now. Good. Oh, I was about to say good run, but there's a gate touch there. But she's fast though. Gate 11 was the gate touch. Gets through 13 without problem. A little bit deep there on that gate. Gate 15. It's 16 and 17. She's... Oh my goodness. Well, I've not seen anyone attack the gate like that, but that's okay. She's through. Now the run to the finish line. She's going to be top 10. Oh, gate touch, a careless gate touch on the last gate. Gate 20. That will be costly, I think, unfortunately, for Monika Skacheva. Puts her in 8th position, but that 2 seconds touch on that last gate, really disappointing. Now, Kimberly Woods, what's she going to bring to the table today? We know how good she is. She's a European champion, of course. She's a regular World Cup finalist, a very strong C1 paddler. These conditions will suit her. It's been a little while since we've seen the very, very best of Kimberly Woods. Oh, big gate touch there on gate 13. But maybe the time has come that we're going to see or be reminded of what Kimberly Woods is capable of. Certainly she's a very strong paddler, very determined, works very hard. But she's had a couple of runs where she's had some little mistakes which have proved costly in Senior World Cup level, but she's going okay here. I think her time's going to be pretty good. She's going to go close to going under the 100. Oh, another gate touch on the last gate. Kimberly. She's still under the 100 though. So she'll be happy. She'll be annoyed with that last gate touch. She'll be annoyed to have given away a lazy 2 seconds, as Elena Apple is in trouble here. She's gone really deep and had to work hard. But Kimberly Woods, even with that late gate touch, is currently sitting in 2nd position, 99.82. We've now got 2 athletes under the 100. And from here on, we're going to start getting qualifiers. So Andrea Hertzog is through with her 99.13. Who will join her? Helena Apple from Germany went deep on that first up gate and has had to work really hard to get back in. So she's clean, but unfortunately has some time to make up. Had a great World Cup in Augsburg a couple of weeks ago. Showed us all what her potential is. Of course, as we've mentioned, Germany, very strong paddling community, slalom community. So she's more than 10 seconds down at this stage. Helena Apple from Germany doing a spin turn there. She's okay. Gate 16, and then 17 and 18 is where it can be made or lost. She's okay. Oh, she's done that really well through 17 and 18. So she's picked up a little bit of time there, no doubt about that. Well done to Eleanor Apple. Now the run home. Gets through 20 without any problem. So she'll be top 7 or 8, I think, when she crosses the line. 6th she is. 6th at this stage, which means that Kimberly Woods is also through to this afternoon's final, this morning's final, in fact. Simona Glechkova from Slovakia. hits the water. Getting down to the business end of this event now. The pressure on these last few athletes to hold together a good run and not lose your line and not give away any silly little penalties. And at the same time try and be fast. Enormous pressure. Beautiful day here in Ivrea, by the way. We've had a couple of days with rain and thunderstorms, but it is absolutely stunning blue skies. Perfect racing conditions. A little brush of the gate there, unfortunately, so a 2-second penalty, and working hard to get out of that boil, so she's lost a bit of time. Simona Glečkova from Slovakia. Another gate touch on 16. May have lost a little bit too much time with those 2 gate touches. Might struggle, I think. In fact, yeah, she's going to be, I think, outside the top 10 for Glečkova from Slovakia. Crosses the line, 11th position, so just misses out. Simona Meskova is the 3rd athlete through to the final from Slovakia. Now, Clara Olazabal from Spain. Won gold in the teams competition on the opening day of this week here in Ivrea. Another paddler who's had a lot of senior World Cup experience, and she's okay. She got through the gate. It was unconventional, but she is through. So, and she managed not to touch the gate, so that's okay. No problems. Oh, I've given her a 50 though. Okay, that's the angle from here. It looked to me like she'd gone straight through the gate, but it's been awarded as a missed gate, so a 50-second penalty, unfortunately, for Clara Olazabal from Spain will rule her out of the final, and will mean Minami Fox from Australia will be through to the final. But yes, it's disappointing. That's, of course, assuming that this won't be reviewed, the 50-second. Let's wait and see what her finish time is. It's going to be fast. It's going to be very fast, in fact, for Clara Olazabal. Take those 54 seconds in penalties off and she would be under the 100. So disappointing, just a big mistake there at the top of the course has cost her dearly. Clara Olazabal. So Lucy Priel from France takes to the course. With C1 finally being added to the Olympic program for Tokyo in 2020, we're seeing so many new athletes coming into it, and so many athletes who are now in the women's competition doubling up, doing the K1 and the C1. And Lucy Priel was one of these athletes that has really come ahead in the canoe slalom events. Fast already. She's almost 2 seconds up on the fastest time, previous time on the course. Spin turn there for Lucy Priel. Down through 16, goes a little bit deep there, but won't have lost too much time there. Now gates 17 and 18. Spin turn, she brushes the gate 17 with her back. 18 is okay, she's through there. So just the one touch so far. Her time's going to be fast. This is going to be a qualifying time for Lucy Priel. She comes down through gate 20. Ooh, oh, maybe a touch there, a careless touch on that last gate, but she's going to be okay so far, I think. She'll be through to the final, and she'll know that she can go a lot better than that. A careless touch on the last gate, but she is through. She's the 3rd fastest qualifier so far. Now, Ana Satilla from Brazil. We all know how good she is. She's a World Championship bronze medalist. Yesterday, so disappointed in the K1 with 3 missed gates. She bounced back last night, won the Extreme Canoe Slalom gold medal. And I'm sure that would have given her a big confidence boost. Brush to the gate there on 12, unfortunately. She'll be very determined to get through to this final. Hard-working paddler, spent a lot of time here in Ivrea training, preparing for this season, this campaign, and of course in the longer term, the next Olympics. Having been to 2 Olympics already at such a young age. Ana Satila from Brazil. This has been a really good run. Her time's going to be fast. She's going to be the fastest qualifier, no doubt about that. Ana Satila from Brazil comes down now, just cruises to the finish line. That is a really good time for Ana Satila from Brazil. 95.83. There's an asterisk next to her name again. Can you believe it? Poor old Ana Satila. I think she'll be okay though, even with if you added 2 more gate touches, she'd be top 2. But well and truly the fastest qualifier so far for Ana Satila. 4 more athletes to go. Marjorie Delasses from France. Currently on the course, had a gate touch on 3. Ooh, she's cutting the edges fine there, but she's okay. Gate 12 is smooth as well, no problems there for Marjorie Delasses from France. So the time she needs to go under is 103.82. 103.82 if she wants to directly qualify. Oh, another gate touch there, so that's 3 gate touches. The run is threatening to become a little bit out of control here for Delasses. 6 seconds in penalties already. 4 more gates to go. And another gate touch there, so 4 seconds in penalties for Delasses from France. And another one, so that's 10 seconds in penalties, unfortunately, for Delasses. So that is going to rule her out of the final, unfortunately, for Marjorie Delasses from France. 10 seconds in penalties is very, very costly. Take that out and she would be under the 100 mark. But of course you can't take that out because they're the edges that she tried to take. So the latest qualifier, Miran Canoe from Spain, is through to the final. 3 more athletes to go. Elsa Minazova from Russia, one of the surprise performers here. Ooh, hold it together. Oh, she's corrected herself, but it took a little bit of work, but she's okay, and she's still clean as she comes down through gate 12 for Minazova from Russia. She's going to be a little bit down on Ana Satila's time, but that's to be expected because Satila's time was pretty exceptional. Straightens up now for Minazova. Oh, get across. She's going to... Oh! She's had to work there. She had a spin and got herself into a little bit of trouble, so she lost maybe a second or 2 there on those gates. Now she's got 17 and 18 to negotiate. Clean so far for Elsa Minazova from Russia. Down through 19. Now she's going to have to really pin the ears back and sprint home here. It's going to be touch and go for her. Elsa Minazova, she races down towards the finish line. I think she'll be top 10, but will it be enough? She's 10th. Oh, right on the cusp. Which means Elena Apple is through. There are 2 places to go, and you would expect that this young lady, Teresa Fizarova, will take one of those because she is a very, very good C1 paddler. Regularly in the medals at a World Cup level. He's probably considered to be the 2nd best canoe slalom paddler in the world behind Minami Fox. And I know that's contentious, but with her regular results, you would think that she would be up there. Behind Jess Fox, sorry. So Jess Fox is clearly number 1 in the world. No question at all about that. Fizarova, probably number 2 in the world. We'll see what she's capable of doing here. She has got an early touch. A little bit messy this run. I'm sure it's not as clean as you would normally expect from Teresa Fizarova. But her time is going to be fast. She's going to be fine. She's coming down now. She's got 1 gate to go. She will be into the top 10 and she will be through to the final. That's a really good run there from Teresa Fizarova goes in second position. So congratulations to Teresa Fizerova, now the last athlete on the course, and it is the lightning fast Nadine Werechnig from Austria. And really a very frustrating competitor to watch because we all know how fast she is. How has she pulled that off? 3 gates. That the top 10 you would expect if everything goes to plan. He really did cut the angle, so no doubt that absolutely stunning. All good so far for Geronimo Cortez. Fast, he's more than 3 seconds up on the quickest time so far. Nice and clean around 16. Straight through for 17-18. Turns out that's a good choice for Cortez. 2 more gates to go. Clean run so far. This has been a really good start for the young man from Argentina as he comes down towards the finish line now. That is going to be your new marker for the rest of the field. 83.27. That will put a little bit of pressure on the rest of the athletes. Yeah, this is Krzysztof Majicek from Poland. Touch on gate 10. It's a little bit outside the top time, but it's only marginal. Working hard to get through that difficult bubbly section of the course, gate 16. Straightens up now, straight through 17. Oh, he's got a little bit wide there. He's got it back. Oh, just brushing the gate there on the way through, but it's done now. He can straighten up. He'll be mid-80s. High 80s, in fact, closer to 90 by the time he crosses the line. So Krzysztof Majicek, 4 seconds in penalties. Disappointed with that result. He's currently in third, but I think he will struggle to make top 10. Dimitri Marks from Switzerland takes to the course. Good so far, nice and strong. So that's going to be Cox. Comes in now with the athlete from Switzerland. Will not make it into the final. In fact, he's now been given a 50 for 19. And he is pretty disappointed with that. Felix Osmarks now here is... Sorry, this is Jakob Stanowski. Philip Osmarks is the next athlete. Jakob Stanowski, though, is a very highly rated athlete. Has a current ICF ranking of 71. So a little bit of a surprise to see him out on the course so early, but he had a few mates who found it quite heavy going in the qualifying earlier this week. Time to get their mind in order and visualize how this run might unfold. Oh, he's got himself into that bubble. He's out now, but he maybe lost a second or two in there trying to get out of there. So Slovakia comes down now towards the finish line. So yeah, he's going to find it hard, I think. Crosses the line now, ranked third, but yeah, so many good athletes to come. And here's one of them, Felix Osmarks from Austria. Joined us in the commentary the other day. He certainly sounded quite relaxed. He was disappointed with his qualifying run, and he's out here trying to prove something today. World champion, junior world champion from last year. Felix Osmarks He's quick so far at the top part of the course. As you can see, wearing bib number 4, so came into this event with a pretty high ranking. He has a current ICF world ranking of 31. So certainly got the credentials. It's just a question of, oh my goodness, no, he's gone too early on that corner, so that's going to be really costly as well for Felix Ojmarts. Just little mistakes can prove so costly on this. It's a pretty unforgiving course. You make a little mistake and you're going to really have to pay for it. His time's still fast though, so even though he had that problem, he'll still be able to lay a pretty competitive time, I think. He'll be mid-80s. Comes down now towards the finish line. I don't know it's going to be good enough for him though, but he's ranked 1 now, but he knows he lost so much time there, unfortunately for Felix Ojmarts. But at the moment he is ranked 1 with 83.82. Felix Ojmarts. You can hear the commentator getting excited in the background. That's because there's an Italian on the course. David Giusetti heads down now with the Ivrean crowd getting behind him, and it is a good crowd once again. They've certainly come down this week to support the international athletes, and it's a great boost for the Italians in particular to have such a big, passionate crowd racing around out there, running down the side of the course, supporting the athletes as they head down through the difficult part of this course. Nice clean run so far for David Giusetti. He's up. Necessarily rule you out. Especially, whoa, he's really done well through that. That is a tough part of the course, and he breezed through it. We're going to see a very fast time here from David Giusetti. This is going to be your new fastest qualifier. David Giusetti from Italy comes down, crosses the line now. Well done, young man. That is a very impressive run, and that is going to be tough for the other athletes to top. 81.48 for David Giusetti from Italy. The home knowledge, the home ground knowledge, the home ground support certainly proving quite decisive there for David Giusetti from Italy. Puts the pressure on Leo Bolg from Germany. He's fast though, fast early. Smashes into that early part of the course. His time's down a little bit on the fast time set by Giusetti, but there was plenty of opportunity to make up ground later on in the course. David Giusetti through gate 12. Clean so far. Leo Bolg from Germany. About 3 seconds down on Giusetti now. 16 now, 17-18. We saw Giusetti just breeze through this part of the course. Bolg also really confident, strong through there. That is a really good, strong part of the course for Leo Bolg. I think his time's going to be fast as well. We're going to see him in the low 80s, which will put him right in the mix. Leo Bolg crosses now. He is ranked 2nd. Good run for Leo Bolg. He'll be pretty satisfied with that. 82.2 for Leo Bolg. Christopher Bowers now from Great Britain. Another athlete who we know on his day can be very, very competitive and tough to beat. He's been competing at a senior level quite a bit. He's had that experience at a top level. Looking okay so far for Christopher Bowers. He's clean at the top of the course. Good down through 10 and 11. Yeah, good attacks gate 12 and pulls it off. That's a good move there on gate 12. 13 is also looking strong. No touch there. He's picking up a bit of time now, Christopher Bowers. He's really putting this together. Coming down now to gate 16. Still good, still clean. How will he approach 17 and 18? little bit wide there. He's lost a little bit of time, but he's okay. He's all right. His time's going to be fast. He's getting down through gate 19. One more gate to go, and then the sprint to home. It's going to be a good time here for Christopher Bowers from Great Britain. Comes down, crosses the line now. I think he's going to be third. Yes, third for Christopher Bowers. Is that going to be enough? We've seen lots of times in the low 80s. So you really want to look at probably going under 80 to guarantee you a spot in the final. Top 10 athletes are already gone. We've got 20 more athletes to go, and this is Michael Metzker from the Czech Republic heading out on this tricky course. But we've seen a few athletes already show how to do it. And David Giusetti from Italy with a gate touch on top of the leaderboard, 81.48 from Leo Bolge from Germany and Christopher Bowers from Great Britain. Oh, there's a bit of a problem and a big gate touch there, unfortunately, for Michael Metzger. And he lost a little bit of time just trying to get back through that gate 12. How costly will that be for the man from the Czech Republic? Michael Metzger, another little gate touch there, so he's racked up 6 seconds in penalties. I think that will prove too costly for Metzger. No matter how fast he is over this back end of the course now, his best work, unfortunately, has come undone. He heads down now that last gate, but his time, unfortunately, will prove very tough to get into a top 10, ranked 9th at the moment. So Michael Metzger not going the way he might have hoped. Angus Thompson from Australia is on the course. He said the other day that he's so thrilled to have got through to the quarter-final, and having achieved that, he feels he can just throw it all out there and see what he can do in the semi. Clean and fast so far for Angus Thompson from Australia. Oh, as soon as I speak there, he gets a big gate touch on gate 10. So a 2-second penalty there for Thompson. But we have seen he can still be fast even with penalties on this course. Oh no, that's too early, unfortunately. He's got to go back and go around that gate 13. So that will take a lot of time off for Angus Thompson from Australia. He's going to find it very hard from here to make top 10 time. He's just lost so much time having to spin around and attack that gate 13 again. He's good through 17 and 18 though. One more gate to go for Angus Thompson from Australia. Gets through gate 20 without difficulty. Comes down, it's a good time, but unfortunately he lost too much in that gate 13, so he's currently ranked 8th. There is an asterisk next to his name, but it's disappointing for Angus Thompson that one gate can prove so costly. Ruslan Pezdov from Ukraine is on the course. I think a former junior world champion. Now looking to make his mark at the under 23 level. Clean so far for Ruslan Pezdov from Ukraine. The next athlete up on the course is the very exciting Jakob Gregor. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can bring today and whether he's in his best form, because in his best, almost impossible to beat, you would think, on this course, but he wasn't in his best. Meanwhile, come to see such an accomplished paddler, so exciting, such a nice man. Fast already for Jakob Gregor and clean. He's really attacking this today. He looks like he's a pretty determined man. Heading down now nice and clean, looking relaxed though. Determined but relaxed. Clean now, coming down through. That's a number 12. Clean, no problems there. Let's see what he does with gate 13. All good, all fast. Jakob Gregor comes in now, clean through Still clean, coming down to gate 16. He's fast as well. We're going to see a really good time here. If he gets through 17 and 18 without any problems, no worry. Oh, did he brush that gate? Maybe. Doesn't matter. 2 seconds won't hurt him too much because he's fast. Here he turns now for home. He's going to go under 80 seconds. He's going to be very, very close for Jakob Gregor. Coming down to the finish line now, just over the 80 seconds. Second overall. Ooh, it's going to be a nervous little wait. Tongue comes out. Just a little brush of the gate there for Gregor. But currently sitting in second, and there's so many athletes still to Slovakia. We're now looking at Sergei Mamestov from Russia. No one yet to go under the 80-second mark. Just said he would have done if he had not had, as would Gregor. Both those athletes having a gate touch, which put them over the 80 seconds. Gate touch there as well, unfortunately for Mamestov. Looks like, no, I don't know whether that's going to be okay. A very interesting move. No, that is not okay. Almost like he moves and he's missed that gate as well. Unfortunately, the run has fallen apart for Sergei Mamestov. He's going to go back now and have another go at this gate, but it has all fallen apart for the man from Russia, Sergei Mamestov. His World Championships are over. Callum Gilbert now from New Zealand heads out. He has a current ICF World ranking of 52. He's been doing the Senior World Cups now for a couple of years. And we know that canoe slalom in New Zealand is really going ahead. There's a very strong base of paddlers there. And Callum Gilbert, he's fast already. Heading out now through the middle section of the course. Really attacking these early gates. Coming into 10 and 11, still clean, still fast. First of the up gates on the back half of the course. He's clean through there as well. This time's going to be really fast. He's under the... he's had to work. He's lost a little bit of time there, and he got a touch as well. But he was fast, so he can probably afford to have a touch and still be okay. But he's really can't afford to make more mistakes now for Callum Gilbert. Comes around Gilbert, even though he was very fast. Those 6 seconds in penalties are going to be proving really difficult, and he knows what could have been. He knows what could have been for Callum Gilbert. But the 86.27, unfortunately, I think will not be enough for him to make the finals. Thomas Strauss from Germany. Heads out really hard on the top half of the course. We had a couple of the commentators telling us yesterday that some of the athletes hold a little bit back in reserve because there's so much work to be done on the back half of this course, that they try and hold a little bit in reserve at the top end. But certainly Thomas is not holding anything back. He is really putting in the heavy strokes here. He is attacking this course. Look how fast he's going. He's going to be really quick up through the top 12 gates, and he's clean. He's quick and he's clean for Thomas Strauss from Germany. Gate 13, all good so far. How much petrol has he got left in the tank though as he comes down to gate 16? All good there as well. If he can put 17 and 18 together, 17 and 18, I was going to say, if he can put that together, he'll be fine. I think he was okay. Straightens now. This is going to be a quick time. He's going to be in the top three, you would think. Coming down now towards the finish line. He's going to be close to the 82nd, right on 80.77. Yes, thank you very much. He hurt his hand a little bit there when he banged it on the boat. But that's a good time for Thomas Strauss. He has an asterisk next to his name, but he takes himself into the number one position so far for Thomas Strauss from Germany. Bradley Forbes-Cryans from Great Britain. It would be somewhat of a shock if Bradley Forbes-Cryans cannot make it into this afternoon's or this morning's finals. He's already had a couple of good results this year on the European and the World Cup tour with all the senior athletes. Very capable C1 paddler, K1 paddler, sorry, Bradley Forbes Cryans. Looking good so far through gate 12. It's been a clean run. And it's been fast. Wow, he's 1.42 seconds up on the time set by Thomas Strauss from Germany. And Strauss was really quick early on. So Bradley Forbes Cryans really going out and putting it all on the line here. Could we see the first athlete to go under 80 seconds? 17 and 18. That's a really good combination for Forbes Cryans. Comes around now through gate 19. He's going to go under the 82nd mark. We're going to have the first athlete who's going to set that low bar. He comes down now towards the finish line. He's going to be right on the cusp. Yes. Oh, 80.03. That's good enough, though, to put him into number one for Bradley Forbes Cryans. We've still got a lot of athletes to go, though. Don't forget, because it's K1, we have 40 athletes in the semi-final. So we're only just coming up to the halfway mark. Manuel Ochea from Spain. So at this stage, you would think, with only half the field having been through, the athletes that are currently sitting in the top 10 are going to have a very nervous wait. 80 seconds is a very competitive time, though, so I think maybe Bradley Forbes Cryan, Thomas Strauss may feel relatively confident that they've done enough, but who could say? Who could say with the quality of athletes still to come on this course? Manuel Ochea from Spain is clean so far, but not as quick as some of the athletes. So clean, but not that quick. So he's going to be in the low 80s, I think. Maybe even closer to the mid 80s, 82.06. So currently ranked 5th for Ochea. That might be a bridge too far, but we'll wait and see what happens. Matis Sodi from Morocco on the course. Fantastic to see Morocco out here being represented, and represented so well. You can hear the crowd getting behind Matis Sodi from Morocco. Would be a wonderful achievement if we could get Matis Sodi into this afternoon's or this morning's final. Looking okay so far. Still clean. Had to work a little bit hard there to go through gate 12, but he was all right. Going to be a little bit outside, 2.5 seconds outside the fastest time so far, as set by Bradley Forbes Cryans. But the important thing is that he's clean. No penalties yet. Or there might have been a brush there, though, for Sodi. Yes, gate 16, 2-second penalty. Ooh, he's not quite got the line right there, but he's okay. Didn't cost him anything. Comes around now with one more gate to go for Matis Sodi. I think he's going to be outside at the time necessary, though. He comes in now. A gate touch on 18 as well has cost him. So 4 seconds in penalties puts him in 10th position at the moment. And unfortunately, he is unlikely to see finals action. Malo Quemener from France is the next athlete on the course. Has a ICF world ranking of 77. So that's pretty respectable at a world under 23 level. Certainly in the men's competition. Clean so far. It's been a good week for the French. A lot of medals coming their way already. Ooh, just a little bit of a struggle there to get up through that up gate, but he's okay. His times, oh, and there's a gate touch though on 13, so It puts him back a little bit as well, unfortunately for Qualifier. Let's see if he can make up some time though through this part of the course. 17 and 18. Needs to be direct, needs to be clean. He's both. Okay there through 19 as well. You can hear the French supporters getting right behind him. But unfortunately, I don't think his time is going to be challenging as well. Comes down now to the finish. He'll be outside the top couple. Yeah, 8th is probably not going to be enough, unfortunately. He has an asterisk next to his name. Malek, 82.65. So we're seeing a bit of a logjam now at the top of the leaderboard. There's just 2.6 seconds between the top, and in fact Qualifier gets another touch added to his tally, so he's just slipped back down to 10th now, so he'll definitely not see finals action. And there's a careless gate touch there for Uno Nabaskas from Spain. So 2 gate touches already, and he's not even at the halfway stage of the run, so really puts him on the back foot. Heads down now through 10 and 11. He looks like he's lost a little bit of his rhythm there. And a bit gate touch on 12 as well. So a careless run, unfortunately, for Nabaskas is going to rule him out of finals action as well. 3 gate touches already, and we've still got the most difficult part of the course to come. So Nabaskas' day is likely to be over as well. And yeah, now it's really in trouble. He went too early on that gate 16. So there might be some events where you can afford to, as we've seen in the women's event earlier today, a couple of the athletes there got a lot of gate touches and still managed to make it through, but certainly not in this men's K1 field. There's no way you're going to be able to have 3 gate touches and still be in the mix for an appearance in the final. So Nabaskas is out. Jack Dangan from New Zealand is on the course. Looking quite good at the moment, Jack Dangan. ICF World ranking of 85. We're in bib number 23, so fairly highly rated at this event. Goes very low there, Jack Dangan. He's been given a 50 on gate 12, and I think, 13 is going to be a problem as well. Yeah, he really went too early there and missed that, unfortunately. So 2 50-second penalties. Jack Dangan is well and truly going to be out of the mix, unfortunately. Exciting young paddler, but now it's really fallen apart, unfortunately, for Dangan. I think he's going to pull the plug on this run. Cruises around the second last gate. He's picked up 4 50s. So it really fell apart there, unfortunately, for Jack Dangan. 4 missed gates. And a real disappointment for the young man from New Zealand. The pressure is on these athletes now. They know how fast they've got to go, and they're taking risks, and unfortunately for some of them, they're just not coming off. Let's see what Manuel Munch from Switzerland has for us. We saw a Swiss bronze medal yesterday in the women's event. Can Manuel Munch get himself into the final and put himself in the mix? You can see shadows across part of the course there. I'm not sure what effect that would have on the paddlers, whether it makes it a little bit tricky to see some of the gates. Maybe we'll try and track down a couple of the athletes later on who've been on the course, and they can tell us what it's been like this morning. But some of the shadows falling across the course in some of the tricky parts. Nice clean run so far from Manuel Munch. Just over a second outside the time set by Forbes Cryans. A little bit of trouble there. He's got himself into a bit of a bubble, but he's okay. He's through. He's clean. Now 17 and 18. Needs to go straight through. Clean there. Clean through 18. It's been a good run here for Manuel Munch. Let's see if he can finish it off. He's around 19. One more gate to go. He's going to be quite a competitive time here. Comes down towards the finish. He'll be low 80s. Crosses the line now. He's 81.41. That's a pretty good time. That's a pretty good time for Manuel Munch from Switzerland. We've still got a way to go, though, before we get into the top 10, the final 10 athletes. And this young man, Vid Kuda Marasic from Slovenia, with a ICF ranking of 68. We can expect a pretty solid performance from him, I think. A little bit slow on the top, but plenty of places to make up time in the back half of this course. Good so far. Nice and straight line through there. 10 and 11. Good through 12. You can hear the horns going in the background. A lot of fans here. Oh, there's a big careless gate touch there on 13, unfortunately, for Kuda Marasic. (17 and 18) look okay. Coming down now through 19. I think, unfortunately, that gate touch is going to prove pretty costly for Vid Kuda Marasic, and he just struggles through gate 20 there. So this time, blown out a little bit there. 9th, unfortunately, will probably not be good enough, I think, for Vid Kuda Marasic from Slovenia. Mathieu Mador from France. 15 paddlers to go. Currently the number one paddler, Bradley Forbes Cryans from Great Britain. No athlete has gone under the 82nd mark. Mathieu Mador from France. Could he be the first athlete to lay down a sub 80 time? A ICF world ranking of 60. So certainly no slouch. Looks in control so far. Just taking it careful, not taking any unnecessary risks. His time's just over a second and a half outside Forbes Cryans. Oh, he's had to really work hard to get back through the gate. I'm sure that's okay though. Through gate 15. 16 is good. Oh no, they have given him a 50. I think his head went through, but probably not his boat, any of his boats. So a 50-second penalty, unfortunately, for the Frenchman Mathieu Mador. He'll know at the back of his mind that that was tight. Let's see how he reacts when he crosses the finish line. What the heck, he says. How did that happen? I've not seen too many people, though, when you approach a gate like that, I've not seen too many people just accept the 50. It is a tough one. It's a tough one for the judges, but they have a good close look at it, and there was no hesitation in slapping a 50-second penalty. Now, Matthias Wieger from Austria, a current ICF ranking of 47th. Oh, he cuts it fine there. Let's see what the judges say. I think he'll be okay. Fast so far at the top end of the course. Matthias Wieger from Austria. Good through 12. He's fast. He's really fast. Fastest man on the course so far, in fact. So putting it together nicely. He needs to hold it together at the bottom half of the course. Good here. Good through 16. Comes up now. Straightens up for 17 and 18. Just drifts out a little bit, but corrects himself. He's all right. Comes around now through gate 19. And then the run home for Matthias Wieger from Austria. Slight touch on 19 might be costly. 20, he gets himself into a little bit of a sticky spot. Comes up now. Oh, it's gone out a little bit, unfortunately. Wow. The back half of that course just really blew out, unfortunately, for Wieger from Austria. He was travelling so well. But those last two gates, the touch on 19 and then got himself into a bit of a hole in 20 and took him from a top 5 to slipping him right down to 12th. Nico Testen from Slovenia, 66th in the world according to the latest ICF rankings. just outside Forbes Cryan's time at the moment. Solid so far. Just losing a little bit of time though, about just over a second now outside that time from Forbes Cryans, so he needs to pick up a little bit of time through this important part of the course. Any mistake here and you can rule out your chances of a final. He's straight through. That's a nice little run through 17 and 18. Now for the run home. He's in the mix here if he can put it together through gate 20. He is. There's no problems there. He's straightening up. We're going to go under 80, are we? Yes, we are. That is a great run. There is your fastest qualifier of the morning so far. That is a very impressive run from Nico Teston, 78.64. We have a new leader, folks. It was fast. Nico Teston from Slovenia. Alexander Makrans now from the Czech Republic. We're about to get into the final 10 athletes so we can start to see the final take shape. Nice fast top part of the course here for Makrans from the Czech Republic. Clean. Good here through 10 and 11. Little touch there on 11 though coming through. So that'll be a cost 2-second penalty. Coming down to 13. This has brought a few athletes unstuck through here as well. He's okay though. That's clean. Good here. Good through. Oh, had to work, but he's through 14 and 15. Goes a little bit deep on 16, so may have lost a half a second there as well. Solid through 17 and 18. Or maybe a little brush there, yes, on 18. So I think that's going to rule Alexander Makrans out of the final. Time is slipping away now as he heads down towards the finish line. So no finals action for Alexander Makrans. If we look now at the top 10, there's 4.5 seconds splitting first and 10th at the moment. So there is plenty of room for these remaining athletes to sneak into the top 10. But we're learning there's only 2 athletes currently in the top 10 who have gate touches, or 3, sorry. So they need to be clean. Clement Travert from France is fast so far, very fast, and clean. Still very fast. Wow. More than 2 seconds faster than Nico Teston's time, which was electric. Oh, there he's gone. He's really cut the angles there, and he's been given a 50. That is the price you pay. Trying to cut those edges. What a disappointment. He was so strong, so fast at the top of the course, but just cut the angle too much on gate 15 and got that 50-second penalty. Let's have a look at what his raw time is, though, as he crosses the line. He's not going to be very happy when he looks up and sees the 50-second penalty. Unimpressed, I think it's fair to say, for Clement Travert. But you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Unfortunately for Clement Travert, he did try and really cut that corner. So we're now heading into top 10. From here on, we're going to start seeing athletes qualify for the final. And this is Andrej Malek from Slovakia, rated 24th in the world. Fast so far through the top part. Mouth wide open, sucking in the big breath. Oh, he's missed the gate. He's missed gate 10, unfortunately, for Andrej Malek. He's going to have to go back and take it again, and that is going to rule him out of the final, unfortunately. Costly little mistake. Once again, though, trying to cut the edges and just cutting it too fine and missing the gate altogether. So Even though he's got the gate, it took so much time to have to go back and correct it. So a gate touch there as well for Malek. So on 15. So unfortunately, he's not going to make it through to the final. Comes down now to the finish, but yeah, it didn't quite go to plan for Andrea Malek, so he is out as well, but it means that Nico Teston with his incredible 78.64 is through to the final. Daniel Watkins, he is rated 24th in the world this year. He's had a great season. As we mentioned yesterday, he's one of the very few paddlers who does both C1 and K1. Incredibly strong athlete. Works really hard. Trains hard. He's really put a lot of effort into building himself up to do both these events. He's got a gate touch though on 4, which might be the defining factor for Daniel Watkins. He's down by just under a second and a half. That's okay if he can put the rest of the run together. But he really, another gate touch there on 16 I think will prove too costly. So he's just lost a bit of grip there on his paddle. So, he's good though through that part of the course. So he might have picked up a little bit of time, but you would think with 4 seconds of penalties, it's going to be really hard for Daniel Watkins to figure in the finals calculation. Comes down out across the line, crosses there in 10th. So unfortunately for Daniel Watkins, I think that will rule him out of the final, which means that Bradley Forbes Cryans from Great Britain is your next athlete through to this morning's final. Finn Butcher from New Zealand. Finn's had a good year so far. He's done a few World Cups, Senior World Cups. He's been paddling pretty well. I think he's ready for a big one. Today could be the day for Finn Butcher. Gee, when you look back at that time that Nico Teston set, 78.64. Quite incredible. But look at Finn Butcher. He's even quicker so far. Really strong, fast top part of the course for Finn Butcher. Very strong paddler. I think he's still going to be up on just down on the fastest time, but a really good run so far for Butcher. Let's see him straighten up here through 14, 15, 16 goes a little bit deep, but he's okay. No penalties yet. 17 and 18. If he can hold it together through here, he's going to be in a good position. Oh, it goes a little bit deep through 19. How much petrol has he got left in the tank? He needs to really pull hard to get to the finish line. He's going to go over the 80 seconds. It's going to be on the cusp. I think he's gone through in 81.98. Such a strong top half of the course for Finn Butcher. But, is it going to be enough? I don't know. Thomas Strauss is through to the final. Jakob Gregor now, representing Italy, takes to the course. The hopes of Ivrea resting on his shoulders. Fast at the top of the course. Look at that. More than a second and a half quicker than Teston. He would know this course like the back of his hand. He knows where the tricky parts are. He knows where he can pick up time. Very good. Really good around 12. He's looking sharp. Good run for Jakob Gregor so far. Goes a little bit deep there, but his time is still up on Teston's time, so he's going to be competitive. All comes down to this tricky part of the course. 16, he's had to work really hard to get back up there, so he's lost a little bit of time there, and he's got a gate touch on 10 now. So it's going to be hard for him, but I think he'll be on the cusp, I think, maybe a little bit outside. Unfortunately, after a strong start, the back end of this has not quite gone to plan, unfortunately, for Jakob Gregor. Looking so good early, but he finishes in 11th, which means Gregor's time has just been corrected. He's now been put up into third. So I think the penalties must have been removed. And he's qualified for Jakob Gregor. Manuel Munch from Switzerland is on the cusp. On the course at the moment, it's Erik Holmer from Sweden. A little touch on gate 11. Good through 17 and 18 though. Nice and strong. Another gate touch on 16. So 2 gate touches is going to make it very difficult for anybody to get through into the top 10. Comes down towards the finish line. He'll be close, but I think, 12th. Unfortunately for Erik Holmer, takes him out of the equation. But it does mean that Manuel Munch from Switzerland is safely through to the final. Martin Shrabotnik from Slovenia. Here's a guy that we would expect. He's currently got a ICF world ranking of 37. So if he's anywhere near his best form, he should be... Oh, gee, that is a big touch on gate 4 and a careless one, really, totally unnecessary. Not that there ever is a necessary, but that's not a difficult gate compared to some of the other ones. So he'll be disappointed with that early touch on gate 4, and you'll know that he's got a little bit of time to make up now. Got to make sure that he doesn't throw it away though and take any unnecessary risks. Oh, he keeps it fine through 10 and 11 as well, just really playing the angles there. Martin Shrabotnik, he's just over a second outside. A little bit slow there through gate 13. 14 and 15, he's okay. 16 is okay. Oh, goes a little bit wide through 17 and 18. Oh, very, very tight there on gate 18. Gate 19's okay. His time, though, I think is not going to be with the 2 seconds in penalty. He's going to find himself third. Wow, that is a really good run for Martin Shrabotnik. He is into the final, but he does have an asterisk next to his name, so watch this space for Martin Shrabotnik. Lukas Stahl from Germany is on the course. Very good paddler, but maybe a bit of a surprise to see him in the top 10. Let's see though, he's brought his A game to these under 23 world championships. Good so far. No penalties. Comes down to gate 12. It's a good time. Very competitive time as he comes down now. It's a little bit outside. Oh, and there's a gate touch there. So he was already down a second and a half, and now he's at time. So unfortunately for Lukas Stahl, he will not make 10. A gate touch and a problem there through 18. So he's out of the equation. 22nd for Lukas Stahl. That means that the Italian David Giusetti is through, and we've just had another penalty added to one of the earlier athletes. There's been a shift in the top few, so we'll come back and check that in just a moment. But we've just seen David Giusetti from Italy qualified. David Laurent from Spain, gold medalist in the mixed C2. He's having a good week. He's been fast early in this part of the course, and next to his name, he did cut one of the gates really fine, and it seems that he's had a 50 added. So Martin Shrabotnik is out, unfortunately, for the man. Gate, he's okay there. He straightens up for the finish line. This is going to be a really quick time for David Laurent from Spain. Goes under the Leitner from Austria. He needs to get part of the boat through. So a 50-second penalty for Mario Leitner. Let's see how he reacts when he crosses the finish line. What the heck, he says. What the heck. So Mario Leitner with that 50 is currently out, which means that Jakob Gregor will get a chance to defend his world title later on this afternoon. He's going to sneak in by the skin of his teeth. That is if Mario Leitner's 50-second penalty stands. Now, it's Finn Butcher or Marcello Bida for the final position in the top 10. And this is Marcello Bida from Italy. Oh, no. No. That's valuable time lost for the Italian. He's got to really dig deep now. He knows he's going to have to take a risk to get through. He knows the course, though. That's the thing in his favour. He knows where he can cut some corners and make up a bit of ground. But just got himself into some bother there. And so he's down a little bit on his time. Turns now to... He's trying to cut those edges as much as he can. Comes down to gate 16. Not as quick as he might have liked as well. So, unfortunately, I think for Marcello Bida, he does smash through 17 and 18, though, so he's been good there, but I don't think it's going to be quick enough, unfortunately, for Marcello Bida. The crowd are really willing him on, but his time is slipping out now. I don't think he's going to be top 10. No, he's going to be 17th. Throws the paddle away. Disappointing result there for Marcello Bida. He was the fastest qualifier. Had everything in front of him, but unfortunately it did not go to plan in the final for Marcello Bida. So he is out and Finn Butcher is in. There is your top 10. Nico Teston, David Laurent, Bradley Forbes-Cryans, Eric Holmer, Jakob Gregor, Thomas Strauss, Manuel Munch, David Giusetti, Jakob Gregor and Finn Butcher. So that is for this morning. Will be the women's C1 final under
So let's assume I'm the guest. Can you hear me? Yeah. They need to talk to if they do like this. Do you hear me? Yeah. Do you hear me? They need to talk loud a little bit, but otherwise it's. But it should be okay.
So that's turned up to full. The volume is turned up to full.
I have a little bit. I can play with the sensitivity of the microphone, but if the sensitivity is too high, then I hear you twice. So which is not nice.
That should be fine. If he speaks up loud, that's fine.
He should be here. It should be loud, and I'm there almost on the maximum. I have a little bit still to make him higher.
That's safe. Move this forward a little bit.
Straight up. It's okay for you. Still okay for you?
Yep, that's fine.
And the brightness is on top. Yeah, but the brightness is a little bit higher. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris, for doing this.
Yeah.
So we'll sit you down here to make sure you can see the screen okay. Oh, let me put this microphone on you here. Okay, so if you want to just talk like you would.
Yeah. Is that working all right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Normally they start slow,
Yeah.
and then as they become more confident, they are talking loud.
Talk loud and go through it.
You can talk as loud as you like.
Yeah.
The louder the better. So.
No.
Okay,
Just.
so we'll be on in about a minute. Is that good? Are we ready to go now? Can we go now?
You can go when you want.
So that's ready to go?
No, the stream is always running. I don't know when I think it's always on.
Okay.
You can just start.
All right. Sounds good. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too
You
bad.
had a good run. Just a couple of little touches.
Well, no, it was clean. It was just a couple of mistakes.
You had to go back and do the,
Yeah, mistake at the top and then tripped on my blade out of the upright and I think I was like 0.2 off in the end, a bit gutting after last year's result, but you know, it's the way she goes. Can't really.
It's a tough course.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised I came where I did. It was only 0.2 off because you just never know, I guess.
There's been some real surprises already.
Yeah.
Top 10 for the men.
Yeah.
There's a couple there that like Gregor just snuck in and
Yeah.
there's a couple that missed out that we would have expected to get through.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just do an introduction and we'll be into it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Ivrea. It's finals time, an exciting time, of course. It's the last day of the 2018 ICF Canoe Slalom Junior and Under 23 World Championships. We've had a great morning's racing already, and we're now ready for the women's C1, Under 23 C1, and that'll be followed by the men's Under 23 K1. Glorious day here in Ivrea. The sun is shining. Perfect day for paddling. There's the lineup for the women's event that's just a few minutes away. I've been joined in the commentary kindly by Christopher Bowers, been a member of the senior team for a couple of years, just missed out on the final this morning. So close, Chris. It's such a frustrating sport sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's the way she goes. You can't really change what happens, but you just got to deliver your run and see what happens. And unfortunately, it wasn't to be today, but who knows? Got 3 more years left, so should look forward to it.
Exactly. You have got a lot of racing in front of you, and I know you had a good year last year, so you would have come into this week with some pretty high expectations, but it's the sort of course that just a tiny little mistake can prove so costly, can't it?
Yeah, a little mistake for me out of 16 to 17 cost me arguably the final, and well, definitely the final. So hopefully, I mean, I'd only had 5 sessions on the course prior to coming here. It's a good course, really enjoy it, but still meeting new venues, so just got to take it as it is.
So, what do you make of the men's final? Obviously, Bradley's in there, Bradley Forbes-Grimes. He looked really good in his run. Nico Testa was very impressive, wasn't he? And down there, the 9th to qualify, Jakob Gregor, hasn't been at his best this week, but you know that if he manages to get it together, he's going to be pretty tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean, there's some real goods in there. I mean, Bradley's been laying it down all start of the year. He's been consistent throughout, and I mean, I'm putting high hopes. It's his last year. I know he's trained hard for this one, and he really wants it, so sort of mind when he's on as a Brit. But yeah, who knows? There is Gregor there as well. There's Jakob Gregor, home course again. He could lay it down. So there's a few that could do it. It's just going to be who can hold the nerve and deliver the run.
Yeah, indeed. And before then, of course, we have the women's C1 and Kimberly Woods. We all know what she's capable of, don't we? And we've seen her when she's been at her very, very best, and she's as good as any canoe C1 paddler in the world. It's been a little while since we've seen her at her best, but she seems to be in a good place at the moment. We're expecting her to put in a good run.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a bit of a challenge. Her other two team members, Mallory Franklin and Adam Burgess, both got canoe world champion in their last year of under-23. So who knows? Hopefully she can repeat it and finish the set for the team. But I mean, she's paddling well. She's paddling strong. Who knows? Just got to deliver that run, really.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for Kimberly is that she's got that big event experience, but a few others have got it as well. I mean, if you look at this lineup for the final, it's a quality field. Obviously, as Christopher just mentioned, Mallory Franklin's not here. Jessica Fox isn't here, so they're two big-name athletes to take out. Victoria Wolfart from Austria is also not here, but look at the athletes who are here. Anna Satilla, Teresa Fizarova, Andrea Hertzog, Nadine Weretsnig, Kimberly Woods, as we mentioned, Minami Fox. There's some quality athletes in this field. So really, it's going to be a race in probably 5 or 6 that we've seen already today, and yesterday especially. There were some really big-name athletes who came unstuck. Chris, those gates 13 through 18 are really challenging, aren't they? That's where the race can be won and lost.
Yeah, I mean, as you come to that bit, it's almost about time minimalisation. You want to really just keep your boat running and keep it dry, and if you do that, you're on the line, and there's not actually much time to be made there, just a lot of time to be lost from not being dry.
Yeah. So this is the very first athlete on the course. It's Elena Appel from Germany, a young athlete who was at the last World Cup in Augsburg and really showed some exciting talent. She snuck into the final in 10th position. So is it better to be first or last, do you think, Chris, when you're in a final?
I mean, it depends a bit who you are. I know people who don't like being last off, but people love being first off. With first off, you've got no pressure. You can just put down your run. And I mean, at the minute, she's on for a good run. So it puts the pressure on the other guys then to deliver a run, which is always nice. And you can just sit back and watch and relax.
I know talking to Mallory Franklin a couple of times, and she's won some medals from coming for the first paddler on the water, and she quite enjoys not having that pressure of having to lay down or to beat an earlier time. So, Elena Appel there, just getting into a spot of bother. That unfortunately is going to prove pretty costly. She's got to go back there. It's a tricky little gate, that one, isn't it, Chris? You've really got to hit it at the right angle.
Yeah, you've got to really make sure you actually do enough to get across and then get back over through 15. I mean,
and that's going to be a problem as well, I think, unfortunately, for Elena Appel. So a 50-second penalty has been added to the 2 seconds that she's already got. So, and she's really struggling to get through there. So unfortunately, this final has slipped away from Elena Appel for Germany, but a great experience for this young athlete. 50 and 2 gate touches, and there's another one. So a really costly run here for Elena Appel, but she'll be very excited to have got there and to make the final and to have that experience, just a shake of the head there. But unfortunately, that's not going to be competitive for Elena. So Miran Lazcano is the next athlete on the course from Spain. As I said earlier, she won gold in the C2 mixed earlier this week, and her C2, and there's an early touch, her C2 partner will be in the men's final. David Laurent, he was very good, wasn't he, in the men's, but an early touch there. And really, Chris, there's not really any excuse, is there, for getting your gate touch in this early part of the course, because it's compared to the rest of the course, it's probably quite straightforward, if there can be straightforward gates.
Yeah, I know the first 8 gates are quite simple. You just got to try and keep your boat running there and just use your speed. She was quite unlucky to get that touch, to be fair, with the tip of the bow, which is never a nice one to get in a race, but see if she can compose herself.
Yeah, another gate touch there though in 10, so really once you start getting up around 4 seconds in penalties, it's going to make it very hard to be in the mix for medals. But we do know that it's a tricky course and pressure can do funny things to people, and there's another gate touch, so that's 6 seconds in penalties now for Lazcano from Spain. A lot of water here this year, Chris, in this course. A lot of the athletes who have been here a few times have said that it's probably more challenging than they can ever remember it.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's my first time being here, so I don't know any other way. But from what I understand, I had to cancel a training camp early on due to the water levels. So seems like it's pretty high, but I think it's made for quite a good course. It's allowed being quite challenging without it being too shallow, which is always nice. You never want to be hitting your boat on all the rocks.
It's really, and there's 4 gate touches for Mirren, unfortunately, so that will rule her out. Now, Minami Fox, this is an interesting one. She had such a struggle during qualifying, only just managed to scrape in. She's had such a good year on the World Cup circuit. She's made a couple of finals, and she would come here with fairly high expectations. Of course, the younger sister of Jess, and that's never easy to be in the shadow of a world champion, multiple world champion like Jess is. But Nomi, we know, on her day can be a very strong paddler and very competent. So she'll be very determined here to make amends. She was hoping to also be in the K1 final, but that didn't happen. Switching hands there. A lot of the girls are doing that, switching hands in the canoe.
Yeah, I think it's almost something that some of the C1 men may start to, well, have already started to take up. And so, I mean, Dan Watkins is a good example. He does a lot of it and is fast. I think it could be taken off a bit more. But yeah, I mean, Naomi's on for a okay run at the minute, so.
Just the 1 gate touch so far for Naomi, but she's quite fast. So the time for qualifying was around the 100. Anything under 100 was really competitive. So she's down at the moment on the fastest time. Just needs to stay strong and to not get herself into any trouble. Looking good through.
That was nice to hold the barrels there.
Yeah, it's a real challenge. Now this is where it gets tricky. So she's going to do I think she's gone past it. She's gone too far, unfortunately for Nomi. So she's lost a little bit of time there. But she's back on track now. She's still going to be okay. Just that 1 gate touch, but unfortunately, Chris, a bit like yourself, they're getting herself into a bit of bother with one of the gates and having to correct herself and bring herself back.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like much in the moment sometimes. I mean, she's done an all right time.
She'll be all right. I think she'll know that that's going to be in the mix for a medal, but it could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
I think, but it's better to have that time and be sitting in the sheds than sitting up there at the start, waiting to come out and know you've got to go under 100. So she is in the lead at the moment. But there's a lot of very good paddlers to go. Simona Masakova from Slovakia, 26 junior European champion. I think what you can say about this course, Chris, with the water the way it is, it gives the local paddlers a real big advantage because they're paddling on this all the time and experiencing what this big water's like. So you've seen the Italian paddlers all do pretty well here, haven't you?
Yeah, and I guess since the course has been closed for a lot of the start of the year, and I guess most teams were wanting to come out and trying to do training camps, and sort of haven't been able to do that. So I guess, they've got a nice little home advantage. And I mean, there seems a good crowd out there cheering them on.
Fantastic.
Which is always nice to have.
And a knowledgeable crowd too. They all seem to know the sport, which is good.
Yeah, it's always nice to see.
So good clean run so far for Masakova, and quite fast as well. So the bottom half of the course though is where the race can be won or lost. So I think she's going to be a little bit up on Nomi's time as she heads down. She goes a little bit deep there on gate 13, but she's back on track now.
She's going to go back for that gate?
No, I don't think she's going to. I think she's decided that was too much, too difficult, so that's disappointing there. She missed the gate. That's a 50-second penalty, so Masakova's final is over, unfortunately. So we have 4 athletes who've already been down the course, and really at this stage, Minami Fox, the only one who's in the mix. The other 3 have all had big problems, all missed gates. So already this final has been a lot of carnage. Masakova crosses in second, but look at that time difference. I mean, that's 53.6 seconds slower than Fox. So Lucy Priot, 7th at the 2017 World Championships. The French have had a really good week. No doubt she would have been buoyed by some of the results of some of her teammates. Do you know when you're sitting up there at the top of the course, Chris, do you have an idea what people have done before you?
It's hard to hear here actually. You can't really hear what's going on because I think you just sit so much of it, which is quite nice, and all you can hear is a crowd cheering, but you don't know if it's good or bad.
Yeah, right.
So I mean Lucy Priot would be in the world's World's final last year. That should be good for her. It's good little. She's been in that situation of having to deliver or seeing a penalty there.
Yep. Is it a 2 or a 50? It's a 50. Oh dear. Well, this is turning into a really tough final. We've only had one athlete who's gone down and not attracted a 50-second penalty, and that was Minami Fox. So this is really proving problematic for a lot of these athletes. Unfortunately, Lucy's race is over as well. Unless they go back and review it, there is an asterisk next to her name, so they will have a closer look. It's hard to tell, isn't it, when the pole goes out like that, and you've basically got to go on the inside of the pole, so it depends on where it came down.
Yeah, it's hard to judge. It seems like they're trying to step it up and just maybe trying a bit too hard instead of just letting the boat run and do the work, and which is important on this course, I think, because as soon as you try and push it too hard, you just pay for it.
There's a couple of nasty little holes, isn't there, as well, for people to get stuck in, and we've seen a few paddlers get in there and have a real problem trying to get out. Lucy's run is falling apart a little bit, unfortunately. Now she knows early on that she had that big touch, and she probably knows at the back of her mind that it may well be a 50, so hard to concentrate then on the next year run, isn't it, when you know you've already made a big mistake?
Yeah, I mean, to refocus and trying to deliver your plan is quite hard then, because you're almost trying to chase it, and that almost, as you can see, sort of racks up the touches. She's a bit unfortunate for her, but hopefully she can come back next year stronger.
Yeah, so that's a tough one. Okay, now this is this is Nadine Werechnik. She was so fast in the semi-final. She had 3 touches and missed a gate and had to go back and correct it, and still qualified 5th fastest. I mean, we know how fast she is.
Yeah, I mean, she's done some really good runs already this year, and in previous years she's very fast when she's on the line, and I mean, at the minute she's had a very good top section, so let's see if she can keep it going.
Yeah, and I said earlier on, Chris, in commentary, she's such a frustrating athlete to watch because we all know what her potential is, but she always, well, not always, but quite often just seems to make silly little mistakes. And
yeah,
good so far here, isn't she, though?
Yeah, I mean, she likes to paddle on the line, that's for sure. At the minute, it seems to be paying off for her. Let's see now she gets to this tough section from 12 down, to see if she can keep it composed and together.
She's clean so far. Let's hope she doesn't go too early. She's not leaving herself any room for any doubt there. 5 seconds up on Minami Fox's time, so she's quick. She's got.
Oh,
she's okay. That's fine. She got through okay. It did look for a minute like she might have missed that one, but she's okay. Her time is still very quick. Could this be the new leader, the new race leader? Good through 17. Oh no! I think she's going to be. I think it's a 2. Let's wait and see. It'll definitely be a 2.
Oh, is that no?
Definitely a 2. So, but she's still going to be really quick. She's still going to be the fastest. That's what I mean about Nadine Werechnik. She's incredibly talented. She's first at the moment, but oh my goodness, talk about give us a few heartaches.
I mean, apart from that touch, it seemed like quite a good run. So
it was a very good run.
It's going to be hard competitive. That is. I don't know what the winning time of the semi-final was, but
well, I think it was 99 point. It was 98. It was high 90s anyway.
She's knocked that out of the park. But I mean, we've got Kimberly Woods now. Fingers crossed she can do it.
Yeah, come on, Kimberly. We know what you're capable of. Let's see you put in a good run and remind everyone how good you are. So there's an asterisk next to Nadine Werechnik. They will check that big touch to see where the pole came down, but at this stage it's just a 2-second penalty at 4.81 seconds quicker than Minami Fox, who's currently sitting second. Kimberly's good so far?
Yeah, looks like she's on for a good run. I mean, it is always nice. She's got that medal already in the bank in the K1, so she can relax a bit, and I know she enjoys paddling the C1 class a bit more and can just relax from that.
She always seems to be having a good time, no matter what sort of run she does. She always seems to be happy. She's a good person to be around.
Yeah, she enjoys life. That's for sure. She just makes sure she doesn't get too over, like engrossed in canoeing. Keeps it chill. I mean, she's gonna be around the same on the split. Not far off in touch, especially with Nadine having this poor sort of error in this bottom. If she can deliver this. Come on.
Yeah, she's okay. A little bit off her line there, though. It's left her a little bit of work to do here on 16.
To deliver this bottom section now.
She's clean so far, Kimberly. She does the spin like she did yesterday. It's worked. Oh, my goodness, she's having to work hard, but she's okay. My goodness, she stared that pole down.
Come on, get to the finish.
All right, she's straightening up now. 94.37, as you can see on the screen, was the time by Nadine. She's not going to be inside that, but is she going to be inside Minami Fox's time? Yes, she is, I think. Yes! So currently sitting second, a little bit disappointed, you can tell, Kimberly. But she's sitting in the silver medal position.
Yeah, I mean, that's a competitive run. I think that could potentially hold on for a medal. We'll just have to wait and see. There's 3 good boats left.
And 3 really good competitors too. So Andrea Hertzog now, the German. She was good in the semi. Oh dear, early gate touch though. That's going to play on her mind though for the rest of the trip.
Keep focused on the plan now and not try and rush it too much, and hopefully she can.
So just the 2-second penalty, otherwise though she seems to be under control at the moment. Ooh. She's all right there. Hasn't lost a lot of time. So many things. Oh, she's okay. No, that's okay, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice and tight line. Really good line there for Andrea. Will that 2-second penalty prove costly for her? Coming down now to 13. This is a tricky little gate, isn't it?
Yeah, to get in tight but not too tight so you can get a good exit here seems to be key.
Good so far, so it's been a decent run now, but this is where the challenge comes. Getting that right line. She does a spin like Kimberly. Oh, didn't quite work as the same as did for Kimberly. She's lost a little bit of time there, unfortunately, for Andrea Hertzog, but she's still going to be close, but I think unfortunately she will miss out on a medal. The girl from Germany, Andrea Hertzog, coming down now, crossing the line. She's going to be 4th, so no medal for Andrea Hertzog, unfortunately, which means that there's definitely going to be a medal for Nadine Werechnik. It's just a question of what colour. The asterisk has gone off Nadine's name, so she'll be feeling much better about life right now, sitting in the gold medal position. This is the girl, though, Teresa Fizarova, who we know. I said it earlier in the commentary, Chris, she probably can fairly lay claim to being the 2nd best canoe paddler in the world behind Jess Fox, just on the consistency of her results. Oh, again.
Cheap touch off the starters.
Same as Andrea Hertzog, she's hit gate 3.
See if she can get the boat running.
And you know, once you get that early touch, you know you've got to try and make up a little bit of ground somewhere, don't you? And that's when you start taking risks.
I mean, it can pay off though sometimes as you push harder, and you can, as long as you can give yourself discipline in the lines, but just push harder, it can pay off, and you can do a better run almost from it. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, she seems to compose herself well and is running well in the rest of the run so far.
Nice and quick through 10 and 11.
Keep that on.
Yeah, that's okay. That was all right. She's going to be a little bit down, though, a couple of seconds down, unfortunately, on Nadine's time. 4.5 seconds down almost. So a bit of ground she has to make up on the back end of this course if she's going to be in the mix for a gold. She's really working hard, though. Look out the hard yards she's putting in.
That was
tight.
nice.
Yeah, nice and tight on 16. Okay, does the spin on 17. Through 18, she's got 2 more gates to go. She's in. Yeah, that was nice. Very nice. A little touch on 18, though. She's got 1 gate to go. Oh, it's going to be touch and go. Is she going to be in the line for a medal? It's going to be close. Oh, yes, she's gone into the silver medal position. So she's relatively happy with that. There is an asterisk next to her name. 4 seconds in penalties for Fizarova, which, wow, that's going to be...
Fast raw time there. She did well to...
A really fast raw time for her. 1.68 seconds, though, behind Werechnik. So Werechnik definitely has a silver. Fizarova definitely has a bronze. They could possibly be gold and silver. Anna Satilla, what did she learn from yesterday? So frustrating for the Brazilian. Picked up 3 missed gates yesterday, just trying to cut the... Oh, don't tell me. Do not tell me that she's got an early 50.
Leaving the judges to decide there, I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so far, we were watching the screen just to see, but the judges so far have said that was okay, but my goodness, she cuts the angles, doesn't she, Anna?
Yeah, I'm sure she'll want to be making a bit of a stand for after yesterday's. Probably not the result she wanted at all.
No, she was really disappointed.
Hopefully she can bring it back today, but
hopefully that's not playing on her mind. She would know that she cut it fine. She got a gate touch on gate 1. That's awarded quite late. But she's okay. Oh, and another touch there on 12. So 2 touches for Anna Satila. And unfortunately in a final, very hard to win a gold medal when you have a couple of touches like that.
Fisarova's had a 50 put on her run.
Fisarova has had a 50 attached. Oh my goodness. The drama. The drama of a final. So Kimberly Woods has got a medal.
Yeah.
Oh, and Anna Satila's run is falling apart. She's now had 4 touches. Oh my goodness. She's not going to win a medal, I don't think, Anna Satila. Oh, this is a repeat of yesterday, unfortunately for the Brazilian. She's going to be out of a medal. So it's going to be Nadine Werechnik from Austria who takes the gold medal, and deservedly so. Kimberly Woods backs up her bronze from yesterday with a silver, and a bronze for Minami Fox from Australia.
No, that was a, yeah. I don't know where Fisarova got awarded her 50 in the end. I'm not sure where that was, but.
Well, it's a drama, isn't it? This is the drama of canoe slalom. The pressure is on the judges to make the calls early, and they go back and look at all the gates that could be contentious. But there you have it, folks. Still an Asterixler, but I don't think she's going to find herself up in the middles unless they take 2 touches off for her. But that is Nadine Werechnik. We knew she's capable of something really, really special, and she showed it today. She had 2 gate touches, but it didn't matter. She still managed to win by more than 3 seconds, almost 4 seconds, with Kimberly Woods picking up a silver. Anna Satila has just had a 50 added on, must have been on that first gate that we thought was close. So really, it's been a very disappointing weekend for Anna, unfortunately. An athlete with so much potential, but always cuts the lines. But Nadine Werechnik,
that's the thing with canoe slalom. That is always a good shot to call.
It's a great fair. We saw him push off the rocks. I don't think I've seen anyone else do that.
Yeah, not what he will have wanted, I'm sure.
I've not seen much of David before.
No, I've never seen much from him before. It's the first I've really seen of him. But home course, home crowd, they can egg you on, and yeah. I mean, he obviously did a good run to get into the finals, so let's see what he's capable of in the finals, see what he can lay down for us.
So as you mentioned, having that first run, Finn Butcher sitting up there nicely on 80.89.
Yeah.
Pressure of the home ground though, the home crowd. He's fast so far.
Yeah, it looks like he's on good lines at the minute, the boat's running well. See if he can keep that going through this section now. Again, yeah, he was good through 40 and 15. See if he can deliver this last little stagger before the up. Ooh, it's going to be late there.
Oh no.
So I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
So disappointing for him in many ways, but as you said, Chris, to be in the final, it's a great achievement here. Something that he'll be able to build on in future seasons. But yeah, just getting into trouble there on that tricky gate 18, I think it was, wasn't it? He got stuck.
Yeah, he just got stuck on almost a bit late through 17, and then got stuck in the hole.
In fact, they've now given him a 50.
Yeah,
he really did struggle to get through that.
On that pole, obviously, on that video review, they saw it.
Now, another athlete that I haven't seen a lot of on the World Cup scene, Manuel Munch from Switzerland.
Yeah, again, but I mean, 2017, got a 60th, sorry, I thought I was a 6th.
Yeah, no, 60th, yeah.
But can be fast on his day. I mean, it's almost time minimalisation on this course, so if you're timing them strokes well, you can do a very good run. So looking composed at the top, and see him on the split. It looks like he'll be in touch.
Just buried the nose a little bit there, didn't he? And
yeah, just got a bit caught in that lift there.
But he's clean so far for Manuel Munch from Switzerland. Nice through there.
Yeah, it was nice through there as well. And nice sweep, just get going, get back into the flow. Unlucky there, I think that may have been a touch.
Yep, gate 13. Brings so many athletes undone, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a hard one to come in. You don't want to come in too high, but also if you go too low, you're almost losing time. So
Ooh, another touch there, I think, unfortunately for Manuel Munch.
Yeah,
So 2 gate touches.
There. He's going to struggle to do it with 2 touches.
Yep. Yeah, you've almost got to be clean, don't you? Guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a hard goal. There's not much time in the course, so I think it's going to have to be a clean one. I think we'll win it.
So Munch comes in at 86.36, puts him into the silver at the moment. But Finn Butcher, he'd be sitting there at the moment thinking, wow, I'm enjoying this. This is again, a good life.
Again, he was first off, so he's put down a solid run. So he's putting pressure on the boys to have to deliver at least. So who knows?
Enjoy it, Finn Butcher. You could be there right till the end. Who knows? There he is. He's thinking, hey, where's my friends?
Yeah. Looking a bit lonely there, but...
I think Jakob Gregor is still looking for his paddle, because half of it's floated off down the river somewhere. Thomas Strauss, he was very good, very fast in the semi.
I mean, last year he was fast at Bratz, just had a 50 in the final, I believe. So he's always a good boat. He's usually up there, so let's see what he can do.
And of course, Thomas, like so many, like yourself, Chris, from a country where there are so many good paddlers, and really, for Thomas, he probably only gets a really good opportunity at events like the under-23s and the juniors and Europeans, because there are so many good athletes that you guys have to compete with to make it onto the senior team.
Yeah, it's always hard to break through. I'm sure he'll do it at some point, but at the minute he's just got the under-23s, which is sometimes a blessing, because he's had actually a lot of time to prepare for it.
Yep.
I mean, he's looking good so far. He's up on the split. Let's see if he can deliver this bottom section again, which is the undoing of some, so if he can compose there.
Ooh. Gate touch there though for Thomas. Oh, he's really struggling to get around there. He's lost a bit of time, unfortunately, for Thomas Strauss. Oh, and he's gone tight there as well. I don't know what the judges will think about that.
He's leaving the questions there, and see if he can just get his last. Struggling to get the boat running. Yeah,
the bottom half of the course hasn't gone as well as he would have liked. He did all the hard work early on. Finn Butcher still
sitting in first with 5 left.
Yep.
But next we have a homeboy, Jakob Gregor. I'm sure he'll get a lot of encouragement.
We've got a World Cup in Lee Valley next year, Chris. You'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I've never actually raced in front of the home crowd, so I think it'll make a big difference. And also being in the course, a bit less travel, which is also nice. Been on the road quite a lot this year already, so it'll be nice.
Did you go to the Olympics in London? Did you go and watch?
Yeah, I went to watch. I got it as a birthday present, actually.
Oh, nice.
My mum and dad brought me tickets, which was really cool. That's sort of what triggered it. It's when I started paddling properly.
So you went out and watched the slalom?
Yeah, I watched it and thought, I really want to do this. And
it's it's such a story, a common story. I know in Australia, a lot of athletes there, like Ian Burrows and guys like that, they went along and watched the Olympics in Sydney, and then they thought, oh yeah, I want to have a crack at this. This looks like fun.
Yeah, you've got to find it and then realise. I mean, Jakob Gregor's fast here, up on the split.
So this is the Italian. This is the boy that the crowd are really cheering for now. They want to get him up there and get him into the medals. Fast so far. Really fast through 10 and 11.
You take this on the sweep like the boys. Yeah, that was nice.
Okay, we know he's going quick. He's got to hold it together now, though. So much can go wrong at this part of the course. Good, though, through 13.
Yeah, it was nice. If you can get the lift through 14, 15 here. Yeah, he did that very well. High into the up as well.
This is going to be a really good time, I think, if he can get through 17, 18.
That was nice through there.
Wow, this is going to be really fast. Get through 19. I think he's okay. I think that was clean. This is going to be your new race leader, ladies and gentlemen. Coming down to the finish line now. Let's have a look at the time. Whoa, look at that. He is pumped. You love it, don't you? You love it when a homeboy does all the good work, and look at him celebrate. I mean, he hasn't won the gold yet, but he has put down a really strong time for the rest of the field.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be happy with that, I'm sure. 77's a good time. Yeah, it was a good run. See if, there's 4 left, see if any of them can put it in.
Jakob Gregor, wow. From Italy, just 20 years old, so he also has a few more years that he'll be competing alongside you, Chris.
Yeah, it should be good to see him. I think he's had a pretty rough start to the start of the season. 2 seconds down, but you never know. He likes to put nice there, actually there, come on.
Still holding it all together. Looking good. The time is good as well. Now, here we go. Tricky gates here. He's all right. Not as fast as he might have liked, but he's going to be in touch. He's got to really push it now. Bradley Forbes-Gryan from Great Britain. The time he's got to beat, 77.22. I think he's going to do it. He's going to go just under. Oh, can you believe it? 0.04 of a second outside. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, hopefully that'll put him on the medals, which is nice in his last year, but 0.04.
0.04. So Jakob Gregor's time 77.22. That he
yeah.
Oh no! And now he's lost his helmet. He's lost his helmet, and his his helmet's still on, but he's lost his direction a little bit. So unfortunately,
into the gate and
yeah,
got caught on the eddy line.
So that unfortunately will take David Laurent out of a medal, which means that Bradley Forbes-Gryan will win a medal. Possibly a silver, maybe a bronze. And it means that Jakob Gregor from Italy, currently sitting in the gold medal position. Look, he looks a bit nervous. He's looking on his... he's taking some deep breaths. Nico Teston, he was pretty good in the semi though. But was that his best run? Was that the best he could possibly do?
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see if he's got more in the bank. He's gonna need to find a bit of time, not much, but just a bit of time if he wants to take the lead. It's going to have to be a good run though.
It's going to have to be a really good run. 18th at the 2018 Second World Cup, so he's not set the world on fire with his results, but he's from a country where he probably doesn't get a lot of chance to compete at the top level. From Slovenia, there's a lot of good paddlers there.
Yeah, I think he made the senior team this year, so he's got to have quite a few more races to start this season, which I guess should have helped him for some good race prep coming into this. He's in touch on the top, so
yep.
See if he can keep it composed through this section now.
Pushes himself off the rocks there, which is perfectly legal. There's no problem with doing that.
Nice through that section. Keeping the boat very light. Keep the boat running through the water.
Okay, his time's going to be pretty competitive, I think, as he heads down. Just but there's a big gap. Oh no, that'll be a 50, unfortunately for Nico Teston. And it's gone up already. So it's an Italian gold medal. The crowd are already aware of it. It's been announced. Yeah. He looks pretty excited. You can see him there on the top of your screen. A gold medal.
He'll be pretty stoked with that.
I mean, the crowd's going to be stoked too. They will go off. There you can see them already running past our commentary position. Jakob Gregor will be the gold medalist in the men's under-23 K1. Bradley Forbes-Gryan will take the silver from Great Britain, and Erik Holmer from Sweden will take the bronze.
Yeah, I mean, Bradley will be happy with that silver as well. That's real good for him. It'll be good for his confidence.
Overall, I mean, hats off to Gregor and Forbes-Gryan. I mean, they really held their nerve and put in sons, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, they laid it down. And yeah, he's just running the finals. It's a hard course, and I think especially after they heard probably Gregor's time, the guys are thinking they can score.
Well, congratulations, Jakob Gregor. Gold medal in under 23. Nadine Werechnig in the women's C1 under 23. Congratulations on your gold medal. Chris Bowers, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your insights into the finals. And I know you would have liked to have been out there cheering Bradley on, but you were cheering him on here anyway, so that's the main thing. Best of luck for the rest of the season. What are you doing the rest of the World Cups? What's your plan?
At the minute, it's just World Cup 5 and then preparation for the Worlds. And yeah, let's see if we can have a good, nice little block of training now to come back stronger for them. Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, mate. Thanks so much for coming in. Best of luck. Hope to see you in Rio then doing your stuff at championships. And next year, of course, as you said, you've got a couple more years in under 23s, and maybe next year someone else will be sitting in this seat commentating about you going down in the race for the medal. So all the best, mate.
Cheers. Thank you.
Results. So we'll see you. I'll just give you the time that will be up and running. The Canoe women's junior semi-finals begins at 1:30. So join us then for this afternoon's coverage.